But how did the Romans build wooden beam bridges across massive rivers? Roman engineers first surveyed the river to search for shallow water, solid riverbeds, and slower currents. Once the crossing point was chosen, Roman soldiers cut down huge oak trees, stripped away the bark, and sharpened the ends into giant wooden spikes before transporting them to the river. To drive the main piles into the riverbed, the Romans used a machine called the Fistuca. It was a tall wooden frame carrying a massive weight. Workers lifted the weight using ropes and pulleys, then dropped it repeatedly onto the timber, hammering the piles deep beneath the water. Several piles were grouped together to form a single support pier. The front piles leaned with the current, while the rear piles leaned against it. This forced the river's pressure to push the supports tighter together instead of pulling them apart. In front of every pier, Roman engineers built V-shaped barriers called starlings, which helped split the river current and deflect floating debris before it could strike the supports. Massive wooden beams were locked across the top using iron clamps and heavy braces. Additional beams stretched from one support to the next, forming the bridge's skeleton. Finally, thick timber planks were laid down to create the deck, while layers of brushwood, dirt, and gravel protected the timber underneath from soldiers, horses, and heavy wagons crossing above.